stole all my poems from him. Oh, God. Huh? What'd you say? You know how I love this book? I mean, no, it's not that I don't love it. I mean, I was excited as fuck when this book came out. I was like, I have a book! No, it was exciting, but it was, no, that was a strange experience, Jack. It's crazy. This book is, yeah. All right, yeah, okay. Well, I wrote this book as the relationship with my with my daughter's mother was transforming out of being a romantic relationship into, being partners. And of course, when you go through things, it always feels like the end of the world, And of course, ends are always beginnings, and things evolve, and and all of that. And I mean, it's no secret, she's a wonderful painter by the name of Marcia Jones. And so, but at the time, it was this strange thing where we lived in this house. I read Alice Walker's Temple My Familiar, and then fucked my own shit up. I'm just gonna blame Alice Walker. No, really. It's still one of my favorite books, but it gave me, I read it when I was maybe 17 or something, and it made me want to experiment in life in certain ways. For instance, in this book, she had argued for the case of, I mean, it's a novel, but it's very much about relationships, and there are, why are you guys in a nightclub on a Thursday night talking about books? What is this? Oh yeah, it's Washington, D.C. But come on, bad brains. Where's Wale? No, anyway, this book was interesting to write, and then as we were living in a house where we slept in separate rooms because we wanted to invite each other into each other's space, so that you never go to bed with someone angry. So that way you both have separate rooms, and you say, would you like to sleep in my room tonight? Yes. And so you always have that thing, and you also have your space, but then also you never share space when it's non-committal, and it's, So I was very young to try that. You gotta read this book, And so we tried it, but the real problem was the apartment was fucked up. It was like a shotgun apartment, and so there was one room in the front with windows, and then my room was over here with no windows. So I was in this dark room, and we were shifting in different ways, and I was starting to feel depressed. It was really the first time I felt like a poet. And poet for real, not just in movies. So anyway, I had maybe 6 months of journal entries that were all like, she did this today. And really what was happening is that she was in a great fucking space. I don't mean the room she was staying in, that was great too. But I mean that she was really, feeling and finding herself. She was reading, I don't know, like bell hooks and Sark and I don't know, and Saint Warp, she had crystals and women were coming over with crystals, and I'd be like, oh, nice tattoo, who is that? Kali. It was all like, having tea and all this stuff. Like, come on, Saul, you can have it too. And practicing meditation for a few years. Practicing meditation, what does that mean? I sat down in front of a fucking table and breathed. And allowed, you know, thoughts to dissipate. You should try it. Works. So anyway, I remember sitting there one day in one of those moments, and a mouse ran, this was in Harlem, and a mouse ran into the room and under my table, altar, we'll say. And you'll see in the book, there was a mouse under the altar. So anyway, the crazy shit is that, you know, that sleeping thing was not, how do I, whatever. You know, my sister's here tonight. She surprised me. So, I don't know if she's heard this story before. So anyway, which is my sister's here. That's cool. If I start talking about her, I'll cry. So, see already I'm like, there's a mouse under the altar. And so anyway, I was we were going through a transformation, and Slam had just come out, and MTV had offered me a book deal and a record deal. It's this crazy type of thing. I was like, they're offering me money for art, that means I suck. You know, I was I was just a lot. And she's painting. It was really, essentially, she was in a beautiful space, and I was essentially like, she's in a beautiful space, and it's not because she's with me, it's just natural. So essentially, I went through all my journal entries, and I realized that, because I'm going to explain the cover to you, right, instead of reading the poem. I realized that in all those she did this, she did that, I realized that there was a he within that she, and I realized the role that I was playing within the blame that I was placing. And that's why the cover has a square ruler, because I realized that in fact what I was going through was not anything that I could point a finger at. That actually the issues that I was facing were within, and it had a lot to do with the fact that, like I said, I was watching her go through this wonderful moment, and I was kind of jealous. And it's not that I was ever like saying whatever, but it was just, I was saying it all here, you know? In the sense, not jealous, it was because I'm sure she was feeling stuff too, you know? But it was more like when you watch someone shine, or like in relationships, and you feel like that shine might, when you see that the shine is not inspired by you, it's just life itself, you know? Which when you're first attracted to somebody, it's all about that. And then through time, you go through many, you know. So anyway, this was one of those moments. But I was enjoying it. I was milking it, wearing black, going to cafes, you know, writing. I really felt like, oh, wow. I'm depressed. This is real poetry. And so anyway, the crazy part was that the book company was like, it was stupid, they were like, we want to take pictures of you, we want to hire a photographer and take pictures of you and put them in the book. And I was like, no offense to anyone if you've ever done that, it's just for me at that moment in my little like snobby thing, I was like, if there are pictures of me in the book, it's not a real book of poetry. Pictures of me in the book, I won't write a book. There's no pictures of Sylvia Plath and so, you know, I don't see pictures of Mary Brock in a book. So anyway, I was like, no, I can't do that. But I was like, you know, you've read the manuscript, you see what's going on. What I could do is I could ask Marcia if she'd like to respond to what I've written in paintings. And we can put those images in the book. And so we did that. But that meant that she had to read the shit. So I was like, I have good news, I have bad news. Good news is, MTV wants to put your paintings inside of the book, put your name on the cover, they're gonna pay you this, and it's awesome. Bad news is, this is a book. You see me writing in the past couple of months. And you know, we were young, and there were lots of sorts of experiments going on in terms of like, do we have an open relationship and all this stuff. I had poems in there that were like, yeah, all about, it was extremely honest, but that was the problem. There was a poem in there that was like, I don't know what happened, it was like, I had figured it out. It was like, I lie to you about twice a day. Next page. So, I came home. But you know what? Really, I did that for this. So that I could come up here 100 years later and be like, oh, so anyway, I handed her the manuscript. I'll never forget it. We were in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. I had on the beige Timbs with the two-tone leather. And I was like, so, should I go in the other room? She said, no, just sit here. And so anyway, she's very strong. I mean, it's not like it's bad or anything, it's just, there's no copies of this book here. I didn't bring them, sorry. But, so I'm saying, but I want to read this book. No, it's not like that. It's not like, you know, I'm not 2 Chainz or nothing. I think 2 Chainz is happily married. Yeah, I write all those songs about fidelity. So anyway, we'll see. What you handed me the book. I might give it back. I might want to reread it. Huh? Oh, I did? That was then. For those of you who've never seen me live before and you were like, I thought I was just going to read poems or something. I apologize. I'm not actually a poet. I just use the term so that when I get on stage I can do whatever the fuck out of it.